Friends, you find yourself once more at Darkeport, Curse of Strahd edition.
Strahd!
Thank you for joining us tonight. So we have a bit of actually joyous housekeeping. So our sister stream, Constructed Chaos, go check them out. They do their thing day after us on Wednesday, same time slot, 7 o'clock. And they got a little, even their redoubtable crew over there got a little snowed in. But they are back in business, so go check them out. Lots of fun over there. We also, of course, have Eldritch Foundry, which makes the good bulk of minis that you're going to ever see on this stream. And they have been with us nearly from the beginning, and we love the heck out of them, and we are very grateful for that.
Thank you.
And there are some new characters coming in on the Terra table, on the other table that Darkeport runs. So that yours truly hosts over there, and excited to see what happens with those characters as well. Thank you, Melissa, for painting so many of our lovely minis.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thanks for letting me.
Oh, yeah. Want to give a shout out to the Shop of Many Things. So there's a lot of fun Darkeport stuff that is showing up there. We're kind of testing out many things. There are in fact many things on the shop in the Shop of Many Things. There's a link in the description for all these guys, so go look and peruse. I will probably next episode will have more to say about that as we roll things out. And then last but certainly not least, and I've been okay, good. I did bring it this time. You never know with me. Briarwick Candles and their fabulous founder and CEO, Miss Kate Glass. So she used her incredible expertise in sniffer and made one. We went through a couple different iterations of Seduction, which is the candle name.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't really?
It's just a fact of life.
So I think that one is delicious. I love it. It's really evocative. You should go check out. And it's not just Darkeport stuff there. It's a whole world. And Melissa. So this is the very first custom candle that was ever made for us, for Darkeport specifically, in Darkeport's history. I snagged this, and I was trying to decide what to do with it, and I knew that you, as the very first fan of Darkeport, whom we actually bought these cameras from, these many moons ago, who was still our camera expert, I wanted you to have this. And so this is justice. This will never be created again because we did not go with this exact mix-up. So this doesn't exist.
Don't ever burn it.
It's the original
Decoration.
This is the
Original justice.
And back here, it
Testament
got
justice.
rubbed off, but you could see the number. It was number one. So anyway, here you go, baby.
You're number one.
Justice.
She was number one.
Hey.
Thank you.
Welcome, love. It's appropriate.
Sniff it. Smell it.
That's for the main table. So the scent is different, but I still really like that one. I think it represents the Terra table really well.
Yeah.
How many times is telling someone to sniff it appropriate? As many as necessary.
I mean, yeah, I think that's a good.
Show that
I think
off
that's a good
then.
answer.
You never know what you need.
Okay, I think we.
Tune in for Darkeport's regular table.
Yes. I think we're at the Candle of Tales, eh?
See if all my practice
like
paid
that.
off. Oh, one try, guys.
One try,
See
you
that?
got it.
Did you see that?
You got
Nice.
it. And
Never mock my
Almost
practice
assembled.
again.
there we
Power of
are.
Gaia.
Never fair and mock my practice again.
Oh,
So
I'm having an
You
effect.
accidentally roll a 12 when you
indeed. You're rubbing off
you're
on
just
everyone.
you're just awakening old bad habits. Just
It's great.
That too.
Oh my god.
contributing to the corruption of a minor.
Yay.
Every day of my life, baby.
Corruption of Hooter. What now?
Today, there are a couple minor rules clarifications I need to do. As the person reading today, Artexia, would you like me to do the rules clarifications first, or do you want to do your journal?
She was like, do not clarify
Oh,
me.
do it. Yes, do whatever you need. I thought I was in trouble. I was like,
Oh, no.
The look was
I
priceless.
She
didn't
was
do
like,
anything.
You're
What
amazing.
did I
That was
do?
screenshot worthy.
You're missing
So, I was going back and looking through, and as you know, I'm trying to run this as close as angely possible to rules as written.
Angely possible.
So, and all of these are fine.
I want to fix it.
I'll just writing them as one-offs. It doesn't actually change anything, even in the combats. So, with prestidigitation, when you made the loud baby cry, which was brilliant,
Yes.
the loudest thing you can do with prestidigitation is a tinkling, like is a very
Tinkling?
soft, is a very soft sound.
It's a very far
thought-
Check my card.
And I thought that you
See anything
had
about tinkling in here.
maybe bad choice of words. Donnie's not at this table, so we're probably safe. Because I was thinking that you had minor illusion, but I don't think you have that cantrip.
Minor illusion?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so that was one, and then and by the way, just my philosophy, especially with
Faint. The word you're looking for is faint,
faint.
not tinkling.
well, I think tinkling was in
No,
there somewhere.
tinkling is
There was like a
keeping.
little. It's also a noise. It's also a noise. It's also gradation of noise. The debates gamers get into, it's really like all sorts of things going to.
Believe you.
My philosophy as a GM, particularly for 5th edition, is that if I make the mistake and it benefits the players, it's fine. If I forget whatever, I didn't get every attack in this round, oh, that's on me. When the opposite is true, I kind of have to, that's more on a case-by-case basis, but so I'm fine with this. And we can just say wild magic kind of coupled with Barovia.
Surged.
Yeah, Surge. Yeah, actually, that's perfect. Wild magic surge coupled with Barovian weirdness, and your prestidigitation got up jumped for a second.
What did I say? Have a powerful tinkle.
You have a powerful tinkle.
I've always been told
It
that.
was post-digitation.
And then the other one that I messed up on, but it still wouldn't have affected the combat, I don't think, is God, Caitlin, to let you do
Who needs Donnie?
to let you do 2 attacks. We do need Donnie. The first weapon has to be light, and the second weapon. So you could do 2 short swords. You could do a short sword and a dagger. We all got caught up in the moment because I was
We're
like,
real
"Oh
excited.
fuck, man, Gira is getting down now. I mean, she's like ready to kill this thing."
Right.
So
was.
I'm just gonna say that you had kind of a 1 in a million burst, and slashed it up. But that's my fault.
At least we remembered that the modifier doesn't apply to
apply.
the offhand weapon.
Yeah.
Right.
So we corrected that at the last second.
It's fine. I mean, you can also two-hand the battle axe, which gives you more damage
Well,
on it.
it's
If you want to
yeah,
go
no,
that route.
it doesn't have the light. It's versatile, so I can use it one-handed, the battle axe one-handed or two-handed, and I was using it one-handed.
Yep.
But that's kind of more similar to a longsword than a short sword.
If you two-handed, it does die 10 instead of a die 8, so a bit more damage. So you might
That's what I should have done.
you might want to, if you want to do dual wielding in the future, you might want to find a second short sword or something. And then I can
Yeah,
see where-
or get the feet at some point.
or that.
So.
Okay, so just wanted to clear that up because, like I said, I'm
might
trying to run this as close and not substitute my judgment for the books where at all possible. Because in the Terra campaign, I homebrew the ever-loving heck out of that and do basically what I want when things drive me crazy. Okay, all that being said,
Journal time.
I'm nervous.
oh, you got this.
No, you got this.
You got this. You're gonna be
excited
amazing.
to hear it.
You're
I'm
gonna be
pretend
amazing.
like I'm reading out of the book.
It's in my cool journal. Can't you see?
I love that.
Hold on, wait.
It's in an actual journal, guys.
Okay.
Handwritten.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Okay. Alright. Wait. Stop looking at me. Y'all don't look at me while I do this. Alright. I find myself in high spirits after our recent victory against that monstrous blob. Usually after such a battle, the forest would sing with gratitude and Gaia's blessings would flow through all living things around me. But her absence in these moments leave me a bitter taste in my mouth. A victory that almost feels null and void. Why haven't I sought out the wisdom of the spirits that dwell within the house, as I usually would? They may hold the key of unraveling this mystery and lead us to safety. I say us, but if I could escape out of here on my own, I really would. I knew I should have kept moving when I ran into these folks on the outskirts of town, but alas, here we are. Those children, though, the sorrowful plight of those innocent children weighs heavily on my heart, and it was commendable that these strangers have laid their wicked parents to rest. And the act of this compassion may help soothe the troubled souls if it hasn't already. But sometimes I wonder if the encroaching mist that... Oh my gosh, hold on, let me redo that word. Sometimes I wonder if the encroaching mist could be a manifestation of their pain and suffering, like lingering shadow over the place that they once called home. Well, for now, we are a team, and together we can reach... Oh my gosh, I cannot speak right now. I'm getting nervous and hot and spicy.
You're doing great.
Block this out. All right.
You're doing amazing.
You're good.
All right, well, for now, we are a team, and together we can reach through the darkness and call upon Gaia's light to pierce through the veil of despair. Hopefully.
That's beautiful.
man.
That was really good.
Thank you. Ah!
Love it. Very insightful. I love the insights.
You're great.
Thank you.
Just gonna remind
It's
everyone,
a sad mist.
this is Kenzie's very first role-playing game.
Yes.
You're doing good. You're doing good. You're doing really good. It's a lot. The streaming's a lot too.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
It's okay, I'm fine.
All right. So we have the dust, the blood, the pain, the water, the chanting, all settling at once. The stillness as the thing bursts, and Gira, you delivered the death blow in 2 parts. Shank, shank. And what passes is its innards. It's myriad of victims also. All of their parts, heads, hands, hearts, hopes, just come out. The smell is horrendous, of course. And you see Finney's little body is badly burnt and partially digested head just come sliding on out on top of it. In that very moment, what does everybody do?
I rushed to get him.
Okay, you rush to get him.
Heal.
Finney's, not Finney. Gira's like literally dropping weapons and then going for him.
Pulling him out of the muck because you were the closest.
Yeah.
To him. Okay. Are you still in wild shape form?
I think
Or do you
so.
drop?
No, I'm holding guard.
just
Yeah,
in
because
case.
I know that they can heal them, and we don't know if we're still safe.
and these shadow things
Yeah.
that have been screeching and carrying on and
I
everything.
do pause though, and I take a glance over and I watch to see if they're going to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Farron.
Farron, she was further back close to the entrance we
Yeah.
had come through, and
Yeah.
she's remaining in that spot, but her eyes are, once she sees Durgen is headed over toward Finney, her eyes are across where the apparitions were.
Okay, so you and Artexia are ready to continue the battle. Okay, great.
Yeah, I'll even have my crossbow still pointed over across in that direction, and we're just we're still on guard, ready to fight if we have to.
Okay, no, I mean you should.
We have not calmed
you are
down
not
yet.
safe. You are not safe, and you should not drop your guard.
Awesome, love that. That feels good.
Durgan, make a medicine check as you go in for a split-second assessment of him.
Great roll. It's 10.
All right,
I'm gonna.
that's just enough. Brules is written. That's just enough to see a very slight. I mean, he's covered in slime and muck and blood and viscera, but you can still see there's a very slight movement of his chest.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I want to pull him out of this room back into the bone chamber.
You don't know if he's going to survive you moving him. You have to do something this second.
Okay, then I'll have to make a medicine check to do something about it.
Okay. Make
Unless we leveled.
That's right, you're on a
Wishful
spell
thinking.
I'm
slot.
out.
make a
Cat.
make
In
a
fact, the last thing I healed him with was the divine.
yep.
Gara will try to help in whatever way she can,
Okay.
medicine-wise.
All right. So you're holding him steady. You lift him up. So with
Is this like a spare the dying kind of thing?
it certainly could
Oh,
be.
then I can use that.
Okay. I was
In fact, I will do that anyway, even if it doesn't do anything.
I was I was actually about to have you make a religion check to remember that. So,
No need. He made a Justin check.
but he made a Justin check. He made your ideal roll in real life, right?
I'm gonna have 2 lights hovering right over Finney so he can see well, and send the other 2 in the direction
Toward
of the
them.
apparitions.
Okay. So with you're sparing the dying this combat round. Okay. What does that look like? You've never done this before. On
I imagine it's actually a really. Boy, that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
How about it is?
It'd have to be quick too.
It'd have to be really quick.
Really quick. Yeah.
I have a feeling. I imagine it's going to be near one of his key points or something, and then so I'll touch probably like the heart chakra.
Okay.
And it would just be like a really quick flash, just really brief.
What's his invocation? It'd be like 1 or 2 words or just something you could do in 1 second or 2 seconds.
That's it.
Don't die.
Maybe. I mean, it could even just be live.
Yeah, it's probably. I'll have to translate that one, but yeah.
Okay.
Like live. God, that's actually kind of chilling.
Yeah.
Live.
Yeah. So you give him the defined defibrillator, and
It did kind of come out that way, didn't it? Okay.
he continues to breathe. As you send the lights out,
And then if I can, I want to move him out of here.
oh, okay. That was your action. So next combat.
Kira might still be just holding it.
We're still in round.
Did she set him down?
Gira, you can, because he's very close to dying. Gira,
You're moving lights around.
because it was digesting him. Okay, so he stabilizes him. Do you then that same combat round move out?
Yeah, I can carry him to out of the way.
Okay, yeah, no check needed.
I mean, she dropped pretty much almost all of her weapons and her shield, so she needs to deal with that. And then
you run him back to the quote unquote secret passage, because y'all were just right, all there. You run him back there. Farron, as you extend your arcane skills and have the 2 glowing lights, and they're usually a red or a warm reminder.
They're warm.
They're a warm.
It's still like closer to white, but a warm
Okay.
to it, warm light.
The graying effect or the greening effect of Barovia seems to have stabilized for now. It's not overtaking it anymore. It's not getting worse. And as it goes there's a almost a serpentine, sibilant hissing coming from this whole collection of them. And then they fall back and seem to merge.
I give Artexia a look, just like,
merge with what?
did you see that kind of?
The shadows. A voice in your from your bloodline from far back, or perhaps just from your intuition plucking it from the air, whispers to you, "Run."
Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Okay, in that moment, I go back into human form real quick.
Okay.
And I go, we've got to go. And I look at everyone. And Finney still is, like, not fully...
Yeah, Gira has him, and it looks like he's breathing steadily. And there's this weird situation, Justin, where because it is literally divine intervention. I mean, if you think about it. So the terrible head trauma that he had, you can actually see the blood, and instead of pouring out, it's like there's some sort of magical surface tension, and the blood is just staying there. So and all the other things, and do you have proficiency in medicine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you would know.
Hold on, maybe I do not.
Maybe you don't.
I do not.
Do not. Okay.
It was on the short list.
Yeah. I'll let you. Okay. Different. There's a roll that we won't worry about it right now, but maybe in a quieter moment you can kind of think through something that's happening. So you haven't used spare. I know you've obviously fought before. You and Farron have been in battle with each other before. I don't feel like you've used Spare the Dying a whole lot in your career. Maybe at the beginning or something. Definitely not in High Terra. It's not a typical thing that people in your near paradise are, done to death. So you haven't necessarily like really played with this before. Okay, so Artexia, you're going. Farron, what do you do? Durgen, I assume that you're following Gira out.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out of here as
okay.
fast as I can.
So Artexia starts moving, and you're kind of since you're the furthest back, you kind of have the longest to wait.
Yeah,
so
I'm
to
just
speak.
standing, crossbow still at the ready, waiting to see everyone go through the passage, and I'll follow at the end.
Okay. You hyper-aggressive little muppet! Morgathy's yelling at the insensate form of Finny. He lingers just inside of that secret passage, so he's only about 5-10 feet away from you, and he too is watching. And you see whatever eldritch strength he has left. He is dancing around his fingers in another blast, ready to action if they start advancing or attacking. All of you get back into the prison/torture chambers where you saw your bone doppelgangers. Mm-hmm. We all saw your own skeletons, perhaps.
Are those still there?
They are.
Well, that's a relief.
There's a trembling that starts around. The air begins to take on an acidic tinge to it.
The fog is coming.
And you, unless you tell me otherwise, I'm going to say your characters run for your life.
Yes, can I... Well, I don't know, it might not be a choice. Am I allowed to, like, throw her and Finny on my back so I can, like, take off, like, on whenever I'm a wolf or anything like that?
If you were big enough, she probably could ride you, yeah. And then Finny's only an extra 40 pounds. So, yeah.
Do we have the ceiling height for that?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Down here, that's good.
And there's tight turns.
Yeah, in this particular section, no. Once you get up into the level above, you probably could then.
Okay, yeah. We gotta go. Everything in me is saying we gotta fucking go. So I don't even care what they say. I take off. Yeah.
Okay. Artexia starts running. Everyone else follows suit, starts booking it out there.
Yeah, Gear only does the half-second, I dropped everything.
I do love your like, shields down, all power to weapons.
Yeah, and then she dropped
great.
those. I didn't think about it.
That's right.
It's realistic.
It's realistic. So yeah, she'll have this moment of like, oh, shit. Well, we don't have time.
Okay, you're running. Yeah.
If it feels like we really don't have time, something bad is happening, then you get out. Weapons are replaceable. People are not.
Durgen, you and
Sucks, but
you and Farron are the last. Yeah, will be the last people
not
out.
entirely unarmed, but
So if it comes to it, I'm going to put you at the back.
it's gonna get interesting.
I assume that you would keep your armored self between you and danger for Farron. A little bit more like that, yeah.
Sure.
When he falls back and we are closer together.
I'm assuming I've got Finny, or you have
she has
I have
Finny.
Finny.
picked him up.
Yeah.
Then
She's cradling him as carefully as she can,
Would
but
I be
she's
able to
gonna
grab-
book it.
somewhere, even just an item of hers.
If you turn back immediately, yes. You run back. What do you pick up?
Probably a weapon.
Which one?
Her main weapon, if I can.
The battle axe is the easier one to find.
If I see him going, I'm following him. I'm not going to let him run off by himself.
Okay, so the 4 people start running. The 2 people kind of skitter back very, very quickly. You grab the battle axe. What do you grab?
I'm grabbing her shield.
Okay. Actually, Farron, since you are the faster of the 2, make a perception check.
Why can't I find... Okay. It's only an 11.
An 11. Oh shit. You see, since this just happened and it just fell, you do see on part of the remaining viscera of the blob, there's a little glint off of one of your lights, and you reach down and you also snag her short sword.
silver, so it'd be, nice and shiny.
Yeah, that's
I
why
imagine there's a moment where Durgen and I are both bent over for these weapons, and Farron looks up and makes eye contact with him and says, I'm scared.
I know. We gotta go.
Okay. And she's literally holding back tears and just running.
Okay.
But he's never in their time together seen her show any level of fear.
This has been an extraordinary and horrific experience for you. Little do these hardy travelers know that this is just the beginning. So.
Everything makes me cry. That's fine.
I was like, what?
Gira, you're racing. You get up to and you notice that your other two companions are a little bit behind you. But then just when you're about to, have to make a terrible decision about turning back for them or not, then you hear their footsteps.
Okay.
Their racing footsteps.
True.
Do you wild shape?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
What form do you assume?
The bear doesn't fit in there right now. It's not a good idea. We should do.
Something that bulky.
Bear is too big.
Yeah. Okay.
You're right. She's fast, and I
can't be a flying snake. I can't be.
I mean, you could be a flying snake.
So hold on. So
But for carrying.
where did it go?
The problem is that there's probably nothing. There's plenty of things that Finny could ride on, but there's probably
Okay,
nothing,
so you want me? Okay, so I'm gonna do that. Okay.
there's probably nothing maneuverable enough though, and Finny can't hold right now. Okay, so you may have to wait on that idea.
Okay, yeah. So no, at this point, I'm just going to stay.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. It's just this whole basement situation is just so damn crammed,
Yeah. No. I'm gonna.
See, I didn't say it. I wanted to, but I didn't say it. The other it popped in intrusive thoughts. They did not win this time. Okay.
Can I try and feel and sense if there is anything near us, in front of us, or coming after us?
You can certainly make a perception roll. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Perception is 6. Oh, plus 6. Oh,
Okay.
Come on, baby.
6. So 12.
12. Okay. You don't clearly hear that voice, but something urges you up, and for whatever reason, it doesn't make sense to you. The acidic tinge is a little bit less in here than it is down, which doesn't make sense because that's not the pattern it had been following. But
Yeah, and the fog has been above us the whole
Yep.
time.
Yep.
Okay. All right, we're going up.
Okay, so you run back, and your character. I'm not going to be mean. You have a plus 6 to perception, so you kind of you do a Pac-Man where you run back, you run past your little resting place, run through there, get back to the cobweb stairs, really tight cobweb stairs, because this is the only way out.
Yeah.
And then
Time to face the fog.
you start running, and
Whenever I did that perception check, did that check to see if there's another way out too, or no?
We didn't see one.
you won't know now.
Son of a bitch.
Okay, so you run, and Gira, you're running so fast, and you have an extra 40 pounds on you plus his gear, that
But less pounds from your gear.
as you smash down on one of the stairs, you hear, but you just keep going because these are some rickety ass wooden,
Shit.
Yeah,
Too
and
long.
she's not the lightest thing there
No,
ever
she's
was.
not. The delicate ballerina, as one of my friends used to say. So you can imagine 4 flights up of cramped.
She will, if she
running.
hears that creak, she will, because I'm going to say she's dealt with something like that before.
Okay.
And, in some old house. And she kind of learned, hey, there's better supports closer to the edges of the step rather than directly in the middle, especially if she's pounding up there. So she will almost kind of like lean into going faster and lean into that,
Okay.
putting her feet a little bit more on the outside edge.
Okay.
Is that realtor knowledge?
It's a
That's right.
What is the
background in
lowest?
realtor.
What is the lowest constitution that we have in the group?
I'm 16.
16. So
15.
That's 15.
16.
I think everybody has pretty high cons. All right. Durgen's is
17.
17. All right. So you may be panting by the
Or
time.
no, we cleans.
You may be panting by the time you
Finny might have the lowest.
sprint up.
I don't know.
He might. Finney is not currently having to
Yeah, he's just being carried.
Yeah, he gets arrested.
Probably not breathing deeply
having to
enough.
run. He's not breathing deeply enough, and he is not currently having to locomote his little body.
That's true.
All right.
Locomote.
You come up back to the storage room where you found the mangled skeleton of the nursemaid
In the attic.
up in the attic. And now up here.
Suddenly thankful those stairs were not a slide.
Yes, there was talk.
It'd been way harder to get back up.
There was talk of that. Let's see, Artexia, you're the first person up. So make 2 rolls for me. Make another perception roll. And then if you make that, you'll hear what the second one is. That one?
Yep.
Okay. You're starting to feel a surge of emotions, fear, despair, just these things wash over you, and you're not even sure right now if these are your emotions or if these are the emotions of the house finally seeping into you as you're dashing through. It's almost impossible to tell. And you have a strong sense of eternity in this house, of cycles. You have this weird flash of cycles and like a moment of the house collapsing and then growing back. And Gira, outwardly, because you're the person that's right behind her, you see Artexia run, and for a step she's lost to the world, and she starts pitching forward, and your hand takes her. Unfortunately, you have the wingspan to both get a Finny and keep her from face planting.
What form is Artexia
I'm
in?
a human.
Oh, okay.
She's a
Humanoid.
Yeah, she's a small elf right now. So again, no, you don't have to roll to catch her. And then you snap back, and you, yeah.
Thank you. As I realize her arms is around me, I'm like, thank you, and I just keep trudging forward.
So as you
She
look,
just kind of does this grunt.
as you look over to the door, and the 2 of you rally up here. Actually, more if you count Morgathy, then the 3 of you and a downed Finny. You look over to the doors and you see there's some sort of shadowy scythe that's sitting in the door now, and it's turning.
Oh man.
And you see it turning different directions. It's not just staying completely this. And you also hear
My mind instantly went to Galaxy Quest.
scurrying,
Why is this here?
as it should. You hear scurrying. You hear scurrying, scrambling in the walls.
Another thing to add to the listing for this house. Rat problem.
Artexia,
Additional
as you
friends.
recover,
Pets come with the house.
you can, as you're seeing the scythe, you feel like you may be able to dive through it, or you might be able to observe it for a pattern, because you notice that it's repeating something, but you haven't tried to lock in yet and time it. However, sitting here is not an option.
Mm-hmm. Can I just turn into a bat and fly through it real quick?
Potentially, bat might get tagged. I'd probably give you advantage to get through as a bat because you're so small.
Yeah, I'll turn into a bat that has passive perception of 11. Can I then at that point look at it as well, or no? I can only choose one or the other.
The special sense would be basically it's echolocation, it's sound, seeing through sound. I'm already giving you advantage though, so it's not really going to help on that.
Okay.
And at this table, because we're trying to do rules as written, deep advantage is not a thing. Okay, so you see her compress impossibly into the form of this sleek, dark furred bat. And you go through, make an acrobatics check with advantage.
Are Durgen and I up yet?
You're about to be.
Oh, I thought it was another nat 1. I was gonna fucking
Kira's
cry.
gonna watch the
It's
pattern.
7.
Punch that die.
You said acrobatics plus 3. Okay, so 10.
10, and then you get to roll again.
14.
14.
So plus 3 again. Yeah, so 17.
Okay. The first roll would not have done it. So you're going, and you're glad that you're not in elf form, because you would have gotten slashed by this thing, but you managed to juke and turn just as it goes, and you're on the other side. Your companions, though, are still in the room.
Gira's watching the pattern.
Okay, you're watching the
And
pattern.
if there's an object, she can basically like soccer kick into the thing
to
with
try to
timing.
disrupt it.
That's what she's gonna try to do.
Make an intelligence check.
Oh.
As we're coming
Told you
up,
I'd
is
leave you guys
there
like
noticeable mist? Like, are we walking up into, like, is there would be mist that we were...
There should be. Oh no, there
but we're
should be.
not noticing any.
So since you specifically ask, you just make the roll. You'll succeed at the roll. As you're coming up, you spot collections of the mist, like condensed mist, that's hanging out in all the nooks and crannies and crevices where roof meets ceiling. Waiting. Hero?
It was straight intelligence?
Pointing at it.
15.
15?
Running.
Just made it.
Oh, that's not a good
So-
sign.
It takes you a couple seconds, but it's rotating through so quickly through this pattern that you see it on repeat. And you're looking at it, and it occurs to you, 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. Like if you could hit it as it's rotating. There's a time. There's one pass where it goes pure horizontal, and you could roll through it then. Any other time is going to be very doubtful for an adult-sized person.
She's going to want to try to make sure everybody else can get through. So either she's going to time that so other people, like verbally,
There you go.
so that other people can sneak through,
There you go.
or she will try to stop the mechanism if she can.
I'm going to say at some point you see Gira chuck, some random piece of furniture in there, and these blades just.
Then she's going to stand there and just
Okay.
stare at it and do that, almost like a chant.
How do you communicate that to them?
She's going to start doing it, and then as they come up, they need to figure it out and move. Like the 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. And then she'll just repeat it so that they can get that rhythm.
I haven't pulled my dice out yet. Okay.
And then she'll go last.
Morgathy looks at that. Give me the midget.
She'll hand it to him.
Okay.
Or hand Finny over.
He tucks him in and kind of collapses over him. Falsa vita. There's a shimmer of green and dull gray energy around his body. And you're not sure what it did, but his cheeks flush a bit. And he looks, if I can make it through carrying this crazy Muppet, then the rest of you can too.
And she's still verbally doing the, and now she'll actually explain, like, oh, okay, when I say go, then it's
He says,
safer.
no, you have the timing. And
Yeah, so she'll just do that out loud.
he dives through. It's not graceful, but he kind of rolls, but he gets through on that time. And with her helping you and calling it out for it, you wait, go. Wait, go. And then...
I dumped her crap at her feet once I saw that she wasn't carrying Finny anymore.
Okay. Okay, you quickly...
She'll give a very grateful look at her face.
Aaron does not even acknowledge that.
Thank you.
You very...
Like, she'll just
swiftly regard yourself.
still keep counting the chant, so you can
Like,
just move.
1, 2, 3, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, this, I am going to say, we could tediously roll through all of these, but I think it's preferable to say, as you encounter each, you know the trick. Now, at every door on your way out, there's another situation. This is not called Death House for nothing, baby.
There's another same thing.
Oh, yes.
Finny scythe at every
Oh, yes.
entrance, basically.
Yes. So here's what I want to do.
At some point, Gira's gonna try to figure out if they can go through the walls. Bash down a thinner wall. Because they've already been through the house. She's gonna be like, where is it thinner? And she'll try.
Go
She's
through.
got her axe now.
Absolutely.
Here's Johnny!
That's there. Okay.
Here's Gira.
As you smash one of the walls in the attic to get to the secret, to get to that secret downturn, rats start flooding out and attacking you.
Oh, fantastic.
What's that?
I said son of a B word. No.
Everybody roll for initiative.
Bitch.
Yeah, we're now on the other side, right, of this. It was a door. It wasn't a portal, right? It was
No, it was a door.
Just a door to get back.
But you're
out
getting
that
to
main
see
hallway.
that every door
Yeah.
is the size.
I felt guilty after I jumped through that, by the way. Even though I'm neutral and I did it for myself, I thought about it all afterwards. And I might not do that
That's
again
progress.
next time.
I feel like that's progress.
21 for Farron.
21? Okay. Farron, you're on high alert. And you see them beginning to squeak and squeal.
Is this another swarm situation before I do something crazy?
Squeak
Like,
and squeal. And this is indeed... I don't know if you want to self-report on stream about the swarm situation.
everyone was watching.
But,
no need to self-report.
Caitlin felt bad about...
I've never felt bad.
Level
I have
spell.
no regrets.
She's evil. She doesn't feel bad.
Right, because there's a rat and then there's swarm of rats.
Exactly. I'm learning.
Wait, so what were we rolling for?
Initiative.
Initiative, so you add your dexterity bonus to it,
Yes, you roll a
which
20.
is +3 for you, I think.
Yeah, so I got 6.
Okay, so yeah, you absolutely get first strike on these things as they're trying to overrun Gira.
Cool. I mean, she already had her crossbow out, so she's just gonna try and fire at the rats.
And skewer a few, sure, go for
Yeah,
it.
why not? You know, let me just skewer a rat. Let's see. And that's that one. Great. Love that for me.
Jeez-a-roo. Okay,
Where are we at on the
didn't
map
shoot
right now?
you are.
Don't say that.
Do you have your?
The paper?
You have the paper? Yeah, you're in the. Yeah, you can unfold.
We're in the top floor of the house in the attic.
You're in the attic.
Okay.
You are in the attic situation.
We came out into that room, but
that's
we've
the
already
stairs.
gone through that. Wait, was there a scythe at the top of the stairs, or
There's
just...
scythe everywhere.
So now we're in the room with all the stuff covered with sheets and...
No, you got through there, and that was the initial side that you got through.
So now we're in the...
You're in the main room.
the main-
You're in the main.
okay.
attic.
The hallway?
And you see the children's
And
room
so we were trying to get through this door, and Gira
smash the wall. Yeah.
smashed the wall
And the,
on
wall,
the side.
the walls are brittle right now. Like the walls seem to have almost aged
Deteriorated.
100 years in a few seconds.
All of a sudden, there's no more spell.
And you just went went through it. Okay, so
I do bad shit.
your bolt snaps
Love that.
in there.
we go
fun.
down?
And who was the next person?
We're trying to go
Oh,
down.
I was on 17.
17? Yeah, you're still before them.
So we're trying to go down,
What are you doing?
which comes out...
We're in the children's room, you said?
You're in the main room.
in that little
The
secret mirror thing,
Yeah.
or whatever that
up in the
is.
attic.
No.
See,
And then we're on the third floor.
I assume we're trying to get to the stairs and out, right?
You currently are trying to fend off rats. What are you doing
Oh, the
then?
rats.
Don't forget about the rats.
We haven't left the attic yet, right? Because of the rats.
Are they coming
Okay.
at us or just kind of?
Yep, they're
okay.
trying to
Going
kill
after
her.
Okay.
Gira.
Okay, now we know.
They're gonna
then,
gnaw
combat
her
rounds.
up.
I will. I don't know. I guess attack with a
Like a sweeping blow.
Yeah,
Try to-
sweeping blow.
Okay, all right, go for it.
use the shield, get it up there, and try to do something.
Said,
about
fuck a rat.
it. Fuck a rat.
Rats.
That's probably a miss. That's a 10.
10. You squish some rats.
There's a lot
Hey.
of rats.
Roll damage.
It can't be that hard.
That is 8.
Okay.
That's 2 more. So
10.
Okay, you get a fair bundle of them. Who's next?
I had 17.
17?
I don't know
Okay.
where that puts me.
Actually,
he just
17.
starts smashing
Technically
rats with
goes
his
to have
hammer.
a roll off. I'll
Oh,
just
that's
run you next.
disgusting! It is.
ahead of the rats in any event. So
those rat
they're
bits
charging
away from
at you.
me.
They're squealing and enraged and trying to crawl up you and eat you.
We don't have time for this.
Quit trying to renovate the
That was
house.
not a good idea.
If we can fight our way towards the stairs, that would be.
Well,
Yeah,
there's-
did it make a big enough of a hole
Yeah.
to still try to go through
I
that
would,
way?
You would not want to try to go through while they're rats
pouring out.
pouring out though.
Okay. So she'll try to. Actually, what she might try to do is almost take the shield and like squash as many as she can.
Okay. roll it to hit with the shield.
Whack-a-rats.
Whack-a-rats.
Whack a rat.
Yeah, roll.
That's just got more surface
why do I-
area. It might actually work. So
Why do I
she'll
feel like that
try
needs
that.
to now be a plush toy now?
Whack-a-rat.
I don't know. Nope.
Nope.
That's
okay.
a 3 plus whatever that is for
You have a +6 normally, right?
+5.
+5.
all
Okay.
the other
So
stuff.
they scatter. They unfortunately they scatter. Artexia, what did you have for initiative? That's right. Yeah, cool. You're flying around as a bat right now, but you
Yes.
could still be there. What did you roll for initiative, hon?
16.
16. Okay, you're still going before the rats.
Awesome. Can I change into a giant eagle and then attack as well?
You could, but you have exhausted your wild shapes.
Oh, okay.
Did you get 2?
I forgot about that. Well, here I am. All right, well then, I mean, I can't attack.
You can change back and then cast something.
Yeah, I think I'll have to do that because the bat is a no. All right.
Okay. All right. Your legs sprout, arms, head, head swells.
Legs first, still a bat.
Just a bat on human legs.
What am I doing? I'm attacking. Oh yeah, a spell. They are fire. Is there a lot of them left still? No?
There's a fair amount. Yeah. Squeaking around and trying to eat Gira.
My fire can hit multiple. It only hits one. I can't find it. Where is it?
It'll spread out a bit if you want to use the cantrip.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
And I produce flame. I go. See, is it still the same color?
Nice
Is it
and
still
green. Yeah.
no weird tint to it? Am I feeling strong?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right now, there's some veins of gray in it. Yeah.
Okay.
Did it improve from being deep in the
Yes.
in the belly of the
Yes,
beast?
it did.
Okay.
It did.
Nasty.
Roll to hit.
Oh, wait, which is D4? Wait.
Always the die 20 to hit. Yeah. It's probably the one you're going to use the most.
12.
Oh, that is definitely. Yep, you splash right in the center of him. It's die 8, I think, for damage.
Word.
So go ahead and roll damage on that.
Which one is that? This
The
one?
double-sided
Yeah.
pyramid.
Yeah.
You didn't have to tell me I saw the number 8.
You got it. You got it.
2.
2. All right. You singe probably one rat, maybe 2. There's a bit
That
of a
one rat in particular.
bit of a rat.
Toasty rat.
Bit of a rat kebab. Yeah.
Scare his friends.
Morgathy still has him. Oh, could he do that? Potentially. Okay, so I'm gonna say as a interact with object, he sets Finny. He kneels down just a bit, swiftly sets Finny down. He does support the back of his head, so it doesn't just smack. It's almost like he knows anatomy.
Yeah.
Sets it down. Do I have to do everything? And he whips the longsword out with the windmill on it that he got way back when. Brings it around.
Hits one rat as well.
And they scatter.
Nice.
Sweet.
Go Morgie.
And he looks around as there's blood, as there's rat guts everywhere, and he reaches down and he wipes it on Finny's cloak. And then picks him back up, and as he's picking him up, he wraps the rat guts back onto Finny around so it doesn't get on him, but he has them to himself. Okay.
Good lord.
All right, so you all
So much effort.
Making
see
me look
this-
nice over here.
You see this, if I, as he can almost smell the judgment, if I have to die, it sure as hell's not going to be covered in rat guts. I need to be looking pristine when I meet my maker. All right, so you run through there, run
Hate him
down.
so much.
I think our characters actually do exchange.
Yeah, right? There's a moment where we're all
bothered.
just like,
Everyone is just like, the fuck.
You get to the back side of the secret mirror, that you initially popped open to get in here. Run through that. You were dealing with
Scythes there too.
Fortunately, not there.
Ooh.
But the door to the nursemaid's room is there. There are also the double doors out to the.
What
patio.
about the doors out to the balcony?
Mm-hmm. They're there. You'd only have to get.
What's the mist situation out there?
Condensed. Not as bad.
Oh, interesting.
It's pulled back. It's thicker now, like it's almost like a wall of mist. Like you can't see. There's already a pea soup fog, so it's basically like a wall, but it's pulled back.
Because we've got ropes in packs.
Yes, you do.
Gira's gonna go for the balcony.
Okay. You have one more roll to make, so try to time the balcony. Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
11.
Total? Okay. This one flummoxes you because it's 2, but now that he's seen what you're doing, Morgathi looks at it. No. No, it's an A count. Ignore the right one. Go to the left. All right, I'll count off. All of you, go. Start going. And
She'll follow.
He passes Finny back to you. And compensate for his weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, 1. You go through. And with
As soon
him,
as she goes through, she'll set Finny down gently and then start going through her pack to find a rope to start tying off one end so people can just go.
Yep. All right.
Because it's still like a 30-foot drop.
Yeah. You don't want to eat. I mean, if you had to, you could jump off, but you don't want to eat it if you don't have to.
And some of them can.
And some of them can't. Yeah, you would survive. You know you would survive. They won't necessarily survive.
Not very well, but...
So Gira rifles through, ties that off.
There's living and living well. Those are two different things sometimes.
Those are absolutely two different things. Durgen and Farron, I assume you rush on out there. And who wants to, as Gira's doing that, does anybody want to pick Finny back up?
I can.
Okay.
Is there anything in my Dungeoneer pack that might help with the climbing down situation?
Here? Probably not, unless you can think of something. But yeah.
Okay.
You have the pitons, the spikes, but for here it doesn't really.
Not to really get down off a balcony.
Yeah, not a balcony. Okay. Different climbing surface, those could be very, very helpful. But yeah. Okay, Farron, you briefly rifle through your pack just to see nothing.
I'll go over and then at least just be helping her with the rope, like if it's like tying knots in its footholds and things.
Okay.
Yeah, double check the knots are good.
You speed it up. Who's going to be the first? You test it. You feel like it's going to hold your weight. Are you the first?
If somebody else has gotten Finny, then probably.
Okay.
Because if it's going to hold her, it's going to hold everybody else.
Everybody, yeah. Durgen has Finny right now. Okay. You start rappelling down. You're fit adventurers in your primes, so I don't. Yeah.
Rappelling's the easy part.
Yeah, this is the easy part as you're going down. And all of this group, I don't think nobody has a negative on Dex, right? You guys rolled really well for your stats. So there's no.
Goodness.
I know, right?
Yeah. Durgen, I am going to have you make an athletics check because you have Finny. Lower DC because you're obviously than if you're trying to climb raw because you have the rope. But I want to see how you do.
Unless you're doing something to lower him down separate first.
So how we would? I wouldn't. I don't know. Especially for a rush.
No, he's trying to get over.
Yeah.
Toss your weapons and pack down first.
We could, yeah, I could
Just to
definitely
get
do
that off his back or anything that will unencumber him.
Giro
That
will
stuff,
catch it.
that would be true. Toss over the shield.
Okay.
Survival. That's a 10.
Athletics.
Sorry, athletics.
Yeah.
Probably,
Less.
Be better.
trying to find it. There it is. That's an 8.
Okay.
Do better.
You can't lose Finny, Justin. Okay, so you start going over. You're kind of stymied. Now make either an athletics or a sleight of hand check to see, because I need to see if you're fumbling Finny.
Gira's at the bottom watching, too.
That is a 21.
Okay.
On athletics.
Okay, much better.
She freed her arms and she's ready
So,
to catch whatever's gonna fall.
I'm going to say that you've figured out exactly how to balance Finny on your shoulder. right now, so you won't have to roll for that again. And make another check now that you've stabilized him to see if you can figure out how to get down. Go ahead.
Oh, all right.
Do
Another athletics.
Yeah.
That is a 20.
Much better. Okay. Now that he's like basically tucked in and maybe even like tied, quickly like tied an ankle off with some twine or something, or stuffed it into one of the straps of your
just
armor.
can't-
Yeah, so that he doesn't just
Flop over.
flop off.
Yeah.
Now you're like, okay. And it was never a matter of strength. It was just trying to balance everything. And you see Durgen in kind of an awkward dwarven way shuffle down the rope, but it gets the job done.
Yeah.
And then you're down, and he safely
Big knot of tiny people coming.
safely off, and behind you, you hear, "Well done."
Not Morgathy, I take it.
Fucking, I knew it. But go on. Tell me.
I swear to fuck.
Spin on the heels.
It's more
What the fuck is
As
this?
you
Or his
turn, Caitlin and only Caitlin, have Farron make a perception check.
I swear to
If you make it, you may understand why. If not, then see.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay, you're rolling with advantage then.
That's a natural 20.
Woo! Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I see.
For a total of
It's just +2.
+2. Okay. All right. I'll give you that chunk in a second.
Oh, I'm sorry, +3.
+3? Okay, 23. No, I mean, each tick in my mind matters. It is in the DMG, so this is rules as written that I do a sliding scale on DCs. So I try not to be totally binary on things, but especially on perception, because there are many layers to perception and insight, things like that. Okay, so for all of you, Artexi, I believe you have the highest, you or Durgen have the highest passive perception.
I have +6,
does.
yeah.
You have the highest because you don't have, yeah, okay, so you have a 16 passive perception. It's really high. So you would have been the first person to have heard even like the crunch of a heel on gravel. And then as soon as the clap hit, you spun around, Gira, and were ready to fight if you had to. All right. You're looking at, actually, you recognize her. I think it was you and Finny who circled the house way back when. So Finny's obviously unconscious. You recognize her. There is
Skinned lady in a pale dress.
There is a tall,
The mist bitch.
one might even say statuesque woman in what looks like at this close range, now that the mist isn't, there's still mist around you, but it's withdrawn. Now that you can see her clearly, it actually looks like some sort of wedding gown. She has on a beautiful kind of complicated necklace with multiple tiers to it, where the jewelry, they're oranges, reds, and verdant yellows that are sparkling there, which is quite a contrast against her very dark, almost flawless skin. She's about 6 feet tall. So she's, towering over like the elf and the halfling in the group.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what y'all see. Farron, you see her, you see all of those details. With the 23 perception, you also catch, it's a slight, graceful, practiced motion, but as just before she was addressing you, because you caught her before everybody else did, you saw her slip what looks like a miniature journal just into a hidden pocket behind her back. Past her, though, this is what I had you make the roll for. Time, weight, shadows. A question put to you through uncanny eyes that have no bottom. Pale skin and a round face and a black dress and a terrible understated majesty. The pale girl stares out at you from the edge of mist. her face wreathed in the stuff of this land. She asks you a question, but your mind and your heart are not ready to hear it. And she is just sitting there through this with like the face sticking out of the mist like that, watching you with these huge, limpid, abyssal eyes. That was a most inventive use of available resources. Very good. I must say, nearly record time. You must have gone through a wall.
And is this where we all see this? Mm-hmm. Is it a big face?
Oh no,
This is the woman talking.
No. This is the woman in the wedding dress who's addressing you. She is the one who saw the pale girl's face sticking
behind.
out. Yeah, she's the only one.
She's not still up top. Where she
no. Everybody's down.
Everybody's
down. Yeah, everybody got down. So you're gonna be down a rope, but oh well.
I saw you before. Who are you?
I was wondering. That's good. Perceptive as well as robust. And she looks you up and down like she's examining a specimen. May I have the honor of your names? I do so like, how does the master always say? We must attend to the formalities of these things.
Our names? Why do you need our... Who even are you?
If you want the names, you should introduce yourself first.
Gladly. She says, for now, you may simply address me as Ludmilla. And she actually gives the ghost of a curtsy. Like just touches the side of her dress.
Ludmilla?
Ludmilla.
Gonna try and keep to myself.
Oh, everyone else is writing it down. I'm like, I don't even know how to spell that.
Can I make an insight check to see whether I want to give my name or not? Like, if she gives trustworthy vibes. I mean, obviously
Sure.
she doesn't, but...
Sure.
Let's see. Nope. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm distracted by the face.
Yes. Are we rocking another nat one?
Yeah.
Woo! Second one.
Same die that just rolled a natural 20. My dice are all over the place today.
That's pretty intense. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty intense.
They be like
But it's also its second nat one today, so you go over there.
You cannot take your eyes away from the pale girl's eyes.
Then I'm gonna try and use message.
Whew, cheeky. Okay.
Who are you?
Hold on that.
Oh.
Okay. A deal's a deal, no? And yours?
You wouldn't happen to bear any familiarity with a Morgathi, would you?
Morgathi's like right there. He's probably like, what the fuck? Throw me under the bus.
I imagine him turn around with like...
As I look at him.
So his 6'5" ass leans down and down and down, and down until his mouth is like right next to you, and he says, "You do know, my lady, that I'm right fucking here." And then he leans back up.
You should just turn to him and say, "You smell like rat guts, bro."
Oh.
Get out of my space.
Morgathi, I presume. And he says, "Professor, if you please, madam." Professor? Really? Fascinating. You see, we don't... Actually, who's... Artexia, you've addressed her the most. Make a persuasion check. And let me see if she lets something slip.
Persuade that bitch.
Which one? My pandas are very persuasive. I hope.
Not today.
Not today?
No, I don't know what the persuasion is either.
It's alphabetical.
Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, 9. Or 10, I'm sorry.
10. So she's about to say something, and then you see her catch herself. And she shifts over instead and says, "So, who wants to be the first?"
I'll go. You can call me Durgen.
Durgen.
And you and your little Kira, is that why we're here in this place?
After a fashion, I suppose you could say that.
Sure, we're clapping as if you've been egging us on like it was bet or something.
Oh no, it was very good. It was very well done. Most of the people who come here never leave Death House, or if you like the more genteel approach, the Durst manner.
Well, if it's all the same, then we'd like to go home.
My fine, squat little friend. That's far beyond my pay grade. Durgen.
Hey?
Cleric of the Morning Lord.
I am.
Huh. What are the odds? How funny.
I don't know. Maybe just a good chance that I need to be here. How about those odds?
Oh, don't worry, my dear. When you're here long enough, you'll come to see the error of your ways. We all do.
Why are we here?
So you're saying you're not from here either, then?
I'm saying that I know what questions to answer and which not to. And your rather agitated, comely little friend over here. A full-blooded elf. Of some lineage, I suspect.
Surely one that shouldn't be here if she wasn't even asked to be here. Some might consider me high elf.
How charming.
Oh, lordy.
Kira's eyeing her and internally going like, does she look like Faye?
Make an investigation check as you're looking for details.
She better not be so.
13.
There is something vaguely otherworldly about her, but you don't know if you would call it Fae. You're having a hard time pinning down exactly what it is. Something you would have caught earlier and then been absorbed into the Pale Girl's eyes, and something that now, again, kind of in general Artexia, your passive perception, so kind of in order of that. But she does, as she's speaking with you, she's kind of always keeping her fingers in some sort of small motion. And there is a faint but perceptible aura of arcane energy that she's keeping keyed up, just in case. So she's some sort of caster. It's like an icy blue energy, and it's just kind of going over the gloved hands sometimes, and then feeding back into the material. No name, such a taciturn group.
I'm Gira of Clan Shikani.
Gira.
Why have you brought us here?
Of two rivers, I see, your lineage. Stronger, probably, than either. Interesting. Fascinating, actually. Very rare here, in the valley. I shall like to see your performance. And I note that you were the first one down. Perhaps you are the protector of the group, the guardian.
She's gonna try to keep her face like as stoic as she can.
Make a deception roll.
You got this, Kira. Brave face.
Nope. That's a 5. Yay.
And so this woman, this rather imposing woman, Ludmilla, looks over to Farron and then looks away. Does not address her.
I'm still not making eye contact with her. I'm just
you're barely
locked in
aware
on the,
with that one with that barely aware. All right. Who are you? And whom do you want me to be? Comes back.
an escape from this place.
I could be that. I could be your best friend, Aaron. I could be more than that. And this is whispered directly into your mind.
During these moments, they're not looking at each other, right? Or you're still looking at the girl behind.
Yeah, and none of and to be clear, through supernatural contrivance, nobody else can see this girl. Like even if you were looking right at that spot, you couldn't see her.
So in y'all's eyes, I'm just kind of staring off
She's tranced.
behind this lady.
Right.
Maybe
You're
y'all
just
think
like,
I'm freaked out.
She's tranced.
Or...
Yeah, I mean, you might even mistake it for a trance because you know what that is, and you know she does have some elven blood, in her. So maybe she's experiencing the sight right now. I could be so much to you, and you could be my friend. but I have to see how you move through the world. I'll be watching. The face pulls back into the mists. Ludmilla seems totally unaware of this interaction going on. Madam, not only am I a professor, but I am also a man with things to do in an as yet unknown location. So, what I'm smelling is, flunky. So, why don't you go ahead and just walk your little self right on down the road, and we'll explore this, or try to blast us with whatever it is that you have queued up, and we'll try conclusions, and we'll see how that goes. If you're only here to mock us and berate us, let me tell you, I don't have time for that. So, I need to find a hot bath, a warm meal, and some place that can wash the stink off of this abomination.
I seconded.
Never thought I'd agree with Morgathi.
And you're the mouth. Noted. Let me give you a piece of advice. Oh, you can keep it. It's for free. The worst kind. Here in the Valley of Barovia, those who do not know their place are swiftly and sometimes irrevocably reminded. I bid you, for the nonce, adieu. She turns and whispers, Sententia cultus. She's vanished.
Did the fog go with her?
Sounds like yes.
And out, spreading in front of you, fog never entirely leaves, but it has retreated enough that you're seeing empty, dismal streets with cobblestones and slick mist, the slick mist of a rain just passed, and not a whole lot more for you. And we will take our first break there. Friends, thank you for being with us tonight, and I hope you're enjoying the show so far. We will see you on the other end of intermission.
Eldritch Foundry is evolving. Bringing you a virtual army of miniatures like never before in full tabletop-ready color. Paint your miniatures in our upgraded creation tool, then bring them to life in stunning one-to-one detail as 3D printed miniature masterpieces. With complete control over your digital color scheme, you can point and click for simple color fills or go all in on highlights, shading, brush techniques, and more. Create epic heroes and madness-touched monsters that are truly yours. Miniatures are 3D printed in perfect color detail using a new PolyJet 3D printing process, giving you unique, bespoke models ready to delve into any dungeon as part of your next campaign. Everything from one-off player characters to dungeon mobs and boss-level monsters that will make every player in your group jealous. But that's not all. You can take things fully digital and export into leading VTT platforms such as Tailspire and Roll20 to take your games and your custom miniatures wherever you want. Join the adventure of a lifetime. Back our campaign today to help us bring this stunning revolution in custom miniature design to reality. With Eldritch Foundry, full-color 3D design and printing.
Greetings, weary travelers, and welcome to Constructed Chaos, a channel dedicated to all things D&D, including live play streams and podcasts, 3D printing, painting, crafting, homebrew content, and guides for players and dungeon masters alike. Join our Discord for even more special benefits, announcements, and free downloadable content. And until next time, go out there and make some chaos.
I am Durgen Oakenshield, born of the steadfast Oakenshield clan of the Iron Hills. Our folk have lived for ages under the rule of the elves in a world where their control keeps peace and stability. Most of my clients sees this as a blessing, a chance to live without fear, to focus on our traditions, our forges, and our craft. They value the safety that comes with the elves' rule, thinking it lets us thrive in a world free of conflict. But I've always heard a different call. The Morning Lord teaches that life is all about growth, change, and renewal. Under the elves' tight grip, I see a world that no longer moves forward, stuck in a rigid piece that feels more like a cage. Life, in all its forms, must be free to change, to find its own path. For me, that's what true peace lies, in the balance of freedom and growth, not in the security of conformity. This view makes me a bit of an outsider in my own clan. While they respect my skills as a hero and my devotion to the Morning Lord, they do not always share my belief in the need of independence. They trust in the elves' peace, and they do not see the harm in a world that stays the same. Some of my kin think me reckless for wanting more, or for questioning the rules that have kept us safe for so long. I ken their caution, but I cannot ignore what I feel deep in my heart. I walk a path that often separates me from my kin. Guided by the Morning Lord's light, I do not openly defy the elves, nor do I seek conflict, but I believe that life, true life, must be free to grow, to rise and fall, as the sun does each day. My faith drives me to stand for that freedom, even when it leaves me apart from those I hold dear. In recent years, my journey's been shared with Farron Mock, a sharp-tongued, quick-witted half-elf sorceress with a heart as tangled as a brambled bush. Aye, she keeps me on my toes. We met by chance, And there's so many paths crossing this vast world, and though we're very different, our fates have come strangely bound. It's Farron's inner conflict that pulls me in, makes me wonder just how much her heart can be healed. I am Durgen Oakenshield, a life cleric of the Morning Lord. And though me clan might nae always walk beside me, I'll carry the light adon whatever is needed. For in every heart there's a spark of life waiting to be set free.
Faraway friends, welcome back. So, heroes, they had just dealt with the mysterious Ludmilla, and Farron Mock had seen an even more outre figure, really more of a face, in the mists.
Just hanging out.
However, the mists have parted. You find yourself in front of the Durst Manor in all of its glory. But instead of just being out and alone, as Justin was singing during the mission, during the intermission, in the middle of the street,
Durst house.
you instead see that it's actually set amongst a collection of like houses. None of them are as grand as it, but you're looking at an actual block. And past the house, you can see the end of what looks like a village. So, like, you're inside of a village right now, and just on the other side, this is it in terms of the depth of the village. So you're in some outer ring of it. There are there are a few. I guess I'll give you this. So even though y'all are not quite, this would be more like if you're approaching it, but this gives you kind of a succinct sense of it. Tall shapes loom out of the dense fog that surrounds everything. The muddy ground underfoot gives way to slick, wet cobblestones. The tall shapes become recognizable as village dwellings. The windows of each house stare out from pools of blackness. No sound cuts the silence except for mournful sobbing that echoes through the streets from a distance.
Mournful sobbing.
Mournful sobbing.
Not just your regular sobbing.
Not happy sobs.
Mournful sobbing.
These are not tears of joy. Artexia, you would be
You're welcome.
See, no, that's the seat where Donnie makes the ambient noise.
Yeah, there you go.
Barks as the Leptis Terriers and such, so no, that's perfect. Or is like plays a random Kithki, so you're in the ambient sound chair.
Sob.
Mournfully. So yeah, Artexia, right at the edge of your hearing and vision, every so often in these houses, you see things shuffling, one might even say shambling, inside of the small houses. 2 houses down, there's an intersection, and it looks like it is perhaps, the main street, to judge by the cobblestones. Where you're standing right now, it's all these iconic situations, because you have a shot of Village of Barovia, Justin, in the intro. So you have these muddy, just muddy streets with tracks in them that have been dug by various wagons, presumably, that are filled with water right now. It's almost impossible to tell if it's day or night in this cursed place. To your eyes, it looks like this would be some dusk or something like that. But as you are here longer and longer, you realize that there's nothing wrong with the sun except that it's not there. So you can't see, there are no stars here. They're clouded by the fog up in the atmosphere. There's no sunlight. They're just gradations of gray. Sometimes a stronger gray, sometimes not at all, and pitch black. And your bodies are like out of whack because you've been underground for so long, too. You took a long rest down there, and you've been down there for almost like another day. All right, what do you do?
Well, it would seem that we're now in the bigger mousetrap. I think we need to go find a place to rest up. We can get this lad back up on his feet.
Good idea.
Let's try and find, I don't know, tavern, somewhere where we could get a bed. That looks like the main road that way. Maybe we should travel up and down that road and see if we find something.
We're really not going home, are we?
Not yet.
Guthrie, I don't know.
Not for now, at
Don't
least.
despair yet. We need to have a chat. But first, let's find a place that we can hole up.
Surely this Hell's Pit has some sort of sleeping facility. You're right. He looks over. Well, that's cobblestones at least. I suggest we start there. Unless someone has a better idea.
Abandoned house?
Moving forward.
I've had enough
Don't
of
seem to
abandoned
be
houses.
very many
Yeah.
people here.
I was just about to say, I don't think going inside anywhere sounds good to me at this point. Why don't we just make a bed on the ground somewhere and...
Sleeping out in the open sounds even crazier. Let's at least, this seems like a town of some sort. Let's see if there's an establishment. I travel place to place all the time with cultures that I'm not as familiar with, so I think I could at least find us something that looks like somewhere we could rent a room, if this is anything like anywhere that we're from. She'll just start walking toward the cobbles.
Well, yeah, while we're walking, actually, I wanted to talk to all of you.
Let me give you one piece, Justin, and then you can get into that. You hit the cobblestones. To your left, it looks like the street rapidly runs out and into some sort of grassy plains. So I assume that you turn right to go deeper into the town. Okay, go ahead. Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm just scanning buildings.
Noted.
I think we all comported ourselves well down in there, down in that pit, down in that, whatever that room was.
Agreed.
I'm taking notice that you went all in, making sure you saved your friend, even at putting yourself at risk. It's good to have you with us, Gira. And you, Artexia, I don't think we probably would have even survived had you not been able to hold that beast back for at least a couple of seconds. Good use.
That was great.
Thank
brave.
you. Thank you. I do appreciate that.
And not giving in to fear. I know it's difficult. But as hard as it is sometimes to do the right thing, it's going to be stronger here as all of us are able to hold together than if we were to try to act as a bunch of individuals.
Oh, do I get a cookie too?
Oh, you get a cookie too.
Kira's gonna put her hand on Morgathy's shoulder. Be like, friend, you
No.
complain just as much as you are useful.
Well, I find that in life that's a perfectly acceptable balance.
And you are a clever one. Always finding a way to be effective even if your magics aren't always there to help you.
I do.
He does.
But we wouldn't have gotten through it without you either.
No, probably not. It was clearly designed as some sort of, I don't know, lab rat experiment to see what we're capable of. I assume that she was taking notes the entire time, probably scrying on us or something ridiculous like that.
It was cruel, but it was not unlike a test to weed out weak.
Just don't know why we're here. Doesn't make any freaking sense. Does she plan on using us for something? I don't. What is the point of testing us?
Well, usually the reason that someone puts you in a cage, or either it's because they want something from you, and I think in this case, maybe
Or they are collectors.
amusement.
Yeah, we're the rats in this situation. And think of it, that means that whoever's really in charge here, and it's not whatever woman we just encountered,
Well, I think
they
that
must be bigger and badder and more powerful than anything we can comprehend. So if y'all aren't pissing yourselves, get started. But yeah, nice. That was a very sweet speech, Durgen.
Does it...
I know it seems a little contrived, but honestly, I mean it. We're gonna do much better if we're working as a group.
Well, we don't have a choice at this point, so...
Well, no, don't do it just because you have to. Do it because you know better.
All right. I'm sorry I left y'all.
We need to figure out...
Do it again.
We need to figure out ways... We need to figure out ways to work together when we're obviously going to be facing, I don't know, whatever foul beasts and evil creatures that are going to be thrown at us. Obviously, it's what they intend to do here.
You get to some sort of semblance of a town square, and Morgathi's stroking his chin. No. The better metaphor, it's not a lab rat. Specimens. Butterflies pinned on a board.
Pretty things.
Why are we here? My dear Lady Silverfront, for the oldest thing in the world, entertainment.
Aye.
That's my guess.
Amusement.
She could have killed us, probably, and if she couldn't have, certainly her master could have. We should all be dead right now if that was her or it or whatever's aim.
Aye. It was the way she acted. She was not just impressed, really more humored by the fact that we survived.
Did she feel like a secretary to you?
Aye.
Kinda, yeah, honestly.
A kind of in between, yes.
Huh. She's not nobility either, even though she's dressed very richly. Silk was nice. The sunstones on her gorgeous.
Wasn't that a wedding dress?
I think so. So, you've gotten here. On your left is the second largest building that you've seen since you've gotten here. It looks like some sort of kind of T-shaped, vaguely T-shaped situation, and there is a fire going on because you see smoke coming out of a chimney there. A couple of these you've seen houses, not many, but a couple of them seem occupied by actual people.
Ah, signs of living people.
And then to your left, around just kind of because it's not a perfect square, around a bit of a shack, is the largest structure thus far. And this is what you see. A single shaft of light thrusts illumination into the main square, its brightness looking like a solid pillar in the heavy fog. Above the gaping doorway, a sign hangs precariously askew, proclaiming this to be the Blood on the Vine Tavern. And Artexia, as you kind of glance up and you notice with your highest passive perception of the group that it looks like on the sign someone has, it originally read Blood of the Vine, but someone scratched over the N and turned it into an F. So now it's Blood of, flip that. So it's, Blood of the Vine is what it was, but now it's somebody's defaced it to be Blood on the Vine. And there's a bit of noise coming from the tavern, by no means raucous. It's quite subdued, but there do seem to be signs of life in this place. At a guess, Farron, I'm going to say you're probably the best traveled out of the group because of your vocation. So if you had to guess, to your left, the building looks like some sort of merchant shop. Maybe the only one in town to judge, because you can now that you're at the square, you can actually see across, and you can see where there's a bifurcating path that leads back out of the village. So this is not...
It's tiny.
This is not that big, yeah. You could walk this whole place in 15 minutes, probably.
Well, no better place to get the lay of the land than the tavern. Figure out maybe a little bit more about this tiny little village. Figure out where we can get a place to sleep and
eat.
Get a fucking beer, some food.
Aye. Good bonny ale. That sounds like a great idea.
Finally, you're sounding like yourself again. And she just starts walking again straight toward the tavern.
By the way, does anyone else find it sort of strange that we can understand folk here, or even read the signs in the books. Just something to think
People are
about.
constantly being taken from other places.
Aye.
Maybe they're not really all from here.
Yeah, but even for our own lands, not everyone understands each other. It's curious. That's all.
This whole place is curious.
All right. Farron, you enter in through the threshold. Immediately you see, immediately on your right, on the tape, not quite nearest to the door, but quite close to the door, is a well-built, kind of light blonde-haired man, and he's wearing some sort of maybe like modified leather armor, which looks more like a breastplate, and then kind of cloth, subdued cloth sleeves. And you see he has his head down like this. And right as you walk in, as your eyes hit him, and as the rest of the group comes through, the morning lord has answered. And you see he kind of sits bolt upright. So as he does that, in a far corner are three ladies, young, giggling, kind of gossiping amongst themselves, and their garb is far more riotous of color, of life. In fact, in this dreary place, they pop, they stand out. Whereas in High Terra, they would just, be another pretty face in the crowd. And then finally, there's kind of a dowdy barkeep, mustachioed, heavy-set man. And you see him, he's wiping some glasses, and then gets the next glass, wipes, and just 1,000-yard stare.
Do you think you could procure us a room or two?
Work on it. Why don't you talk to this morning lord lover? And she walks over toward the barkeep.
Okay. He stands...
I still have Finny, as far as I know.
What's that?
I still have Finny, as far as I know.
Yeah.
So he's just kind of...
The women do quiet down at that, and they're kind of eyeing, like, who? As you're carrying him in, the muscular man stands up and looks at you. Oh, and the dwarf too. This is, and you. Where do you have your heraldry, Justin, for the Morning Lord?
Oh, he's probably
On the chat, okay.
I don't know how visible it is with me carrying Finny necessarily, but it's there.
And it's on your shield, but your shield's on your back right now. Okay, let me have him make a perception check and see if he threw.
Yeah, I mean, he's not hiding it. It's just
on the other side of Finny.
Okay. And he's got that. I mean, all the colors are. I mean, the whole suit is.
That's true.
He looks like he's.
I'm going to give him advantage on that.
It's one of the shiniest things in this place.
Yeah. No. It is. Okay, so you see him. He'd been surprised by you. He does, like, his head kind of rears back. He reaches under and he touches, and you just kind of know in your bones that he's getting one of the sunbursts. That's one of the variations of the Morning Lord's heraldry. And you can even see like a little ray, poking out, and then he releases it. He looks up. Thank you. This must be the work of Providence. Okay, by this point, you've gone up to the barkeep. So he only has 3 glasses out. He's finished with all 3. He takes the glass. And starts the process again.
Oh, that's cool. If any of my...
They have to be clean.
Oh, good God.
Oh, they're enchanted.
If any of my party members are watching me, they might be, unless they're Durgen, they might be amused in the, sudden change in demeanor when Farron puts on her good face and her polite face and her diplomat face. Ave, good sir.
Ave.
My companions and I are in search of beds for the evening.
We have beds.
Wonderful. We're traveling with 6.
6 is good.
Wonderful. Do you happen to have more glasses than that?
I have glasses.
He has glasses. Okay.
You want to stay here, y'all? This.
Challenge that program.
Might I ask, we've recently come through town. What is the name of this lovely little village you have here?
A glass of wine is 1 copper piece.
Good to know. Good to know.
Barovia, village in the valley of the same.
Barovia of Barovia.
Barovia
How
of
enchanting.
Barovia.
And for the room, how much?
He looks over, and as he's about to answer you, I'm going to go a little bit further in that conversation. I am Ismark, by some called the Lesser, and I am in dire need. I find myself at a crossroads, and I would beg thy help. You are, he looks around, you are a priest of the Morning Lord.
Why? I am.
I've never seen one garbed as you, but And then finally he looks over and he sees Gira.
How old is he?
He's mid-20s, like fighting prime.
How?
Hello, friend.
Huh? Yeah. I'm a friend. Yes, I am a friend.
Don't worry about her. She's good people. What's the trouble, lad?
Oh no, I'm not worried at all. I mean, why would I be worried? Ismark. And you are
Gira.
Gira. Okay. All right.
It is nice to meet you, Ismark.
A pleasure. Yes.
What were you praying to the Morning Lord for?
Sorry. For
It's okay. I am green. That I get used to it.
I know, but you're big
Yes, that too.
Green and big.
and strong
I was gonna say beautiful.
and
Okay, I come back now.
no. You ask a question and I should answer. Right. Guidance. She's not going to get very far with Arak over there. But before he overcharges you for his drab rooms, come stay with me. The house is nearly empty now. My father was killed last night, and now I have an impossible choice to make. And there are no good options, but I see the hand of Providence in the fact that as I pray and I see it, I should not have left my brother alone, but I couldn't stay. I just had to be out, but I need to get back to him. An elf? Really? He says, and what am I over here, chopped liver? You certainly aren't. And he looks over, oh, you're big too. I know, but I'm not green, so I'm probably not nearly as interesting to you as her. Candidly, no. But you are very handsome. I prefer beautiful, thank you. Okay, yes.
Gira's gonna get up to go over to Farron and
Okay.
let her know we might have a different option.
Okay, so as you,
No, the money for the rooms. How much?
a pitcher of wine is 1 silver piece.
Okay, shit, I'll take the pitcher of wine. Yes, please, with 6 cups. You said you have more of those, right?
Those glasses must be very clean by
I
now.
have cups.
This is about all you get out of this guy. Other than that, we're in Barovia.
Cups.
I can't figure out how much for the
You
rent.
have
You are in Barovia of
Ew.
Barovia. We have wine.
Just take
A
the
cup of wine is 1 copper.
I like wine.
A pitcher of wine is 1 silver.
Pitcher.
Can I purify the strength that he gives us?
You can sleep here in this room for 1 silver.
Okay.
Only her?
This room is safe.
This
Each
room.
person will need to give me 1 silver to sleep in this room. This room is safe.
Only this room, though. Don't
Yeah, I'm
leave
not getting the
room.
safest vibes, but it might be our only option.
Each person will need to give me 1 silver to sleep in this room.
Perhaps not.
But it is safe.
We will take the wine and we will think about the room.
Can I detect deception or not?
Thank you, Arik. Thank you. Okay, you get. So you get the pitcher.
Yeah.
Okay. Minus 1 silver. Okay, you just kind of quietly pass your hand over the wine to purify it. You mumble a few words to Gaia, and you feel there's a ripple of your power, and if there was something nasty waiting for you, it's gone now.
Nice.
I take each cup and I'm just looking over it to see if it's actually, did he really
Yeah,
clean
the cups probably really are very clean.
His only job
And
is life.
In fact,
chuck everything on that table in front of us and just
Okay.
saddle up right next to this guy that I have not made any introduction with and just kind of sit down and start passing out the cups.
There, and this is our new friend, Ismark.
greetings. Yes.
Hi, Ismark. She's pouring wine and just starting to drink.
Pass it
Yes.
over here.
You are from far away. Yes.
Yes, far. Not Barovia.
I see that. Just a sec.
She gets the better of herself and tries to go back into diplomat mode now that she has a little wine in her system.
Oh, Ismark, why are you hogging up all of the interesting folks? And the best dressed of the 3 breaks from her comadres, and she comes sauntering over to you.
All right. I find some place to let Finny, I don't know, lie prone or something.
You lay him on the table.
If need be.
That's probably the safest.
Are there a bunch of empty chairs?
There are. He's just big enough that he doesn't.
Like put a couple of chairs together.
You could do that.
Could
That
probably
would
fit.
probably be a little.
You could do that. Okay.
Civil.
Yeah.
So I'll do that, and then I take time to actually rest because I need to recharge
Okay.
to be able to heal him. So
She says, "Oh, don't worry about that, my dwarven friend. People come in here battered all the time. It's been happening, in fact, quite a bit lately."
I was just about to ask, do any of these people react to the fact that we have this unconscious body?
She says, "Is that a child or? Oh no, an exotic. Oh, fascinating.
An exotic?
Oh,
Speaking of exotic.
hey, yes.
What is exactly
you are
what,
from out
what
of
you
town,
call
aren't you?
exotic?
You are from out of town. Oh, well, you for one, my dear.
Apparently.
Baby, you're exhausted.
She kind of bats some dark eyelashes at you, and there's a subtle, pretty graceful shimmy of the shoulders, and her shawl slips down just a little bit.
Oh my.
And she says, "Are all of you people so beautiful? Look at your skin. Look at your nails." Well, I do try to keep up on things, and you're just sky high, and oof. And he says, "Keep it coming. Keep it coming. I need to recharge, darling. You have no idea. You have no clue as to how I have suffered in these last few days." And she says, "You can fill a room, can't you?" And this kind of keeps looking, and "You don't mind if I sit down here, Ismark?" "Actually, I do, Alenka. We won't be staying long, I don't think." "Rude."
We won't be staying long?
He smiles sweetly to her, and he says, "You don't want to stay here."
Well, I can't figure out how much. I guess it's going to be a silver for all of us. That's crazy.
his mark here has offered to put us up.
And we just trust Ismark here. Sure.
Ismark says, "We trust Ismark."
Well, I must say, out of all the people in town, we know him best.
I can't argue with that.
Bitch. I slap my knee and I say, "I'll pay for all of us."
Ismark, why are
Let
we
me get
coming
that.
with you?
Let me get that. Did you already pay, Arik?
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
That's very nice. Why are you being nice? Why are we coming with you?
he is the man of the morning, Lord. I was in deep prayer.
Right.
My family is at a crossroads now. You said Ferren, was it?
Yeah.
My family is at a crossroads, what little there remains of it. And I am facing the one of two, maybe three choices, and all are bad. Awful, actually. But perhaps with help, you look strong.
We just came from awful situation. We have practice.
We'll need some food and some rest before anyone's able to help you with anything. We're
Nothing.
all quite tired, and my
Nothing.
friend will need attention. She motions toward Finny.
I will tend to him.
What happened?
Well, you need rest before you can even do that.
Aye. But that's what I'm here. I can listen, and do you have a story to tell, Ismark?
Don't we all?
Well,
I'm drinking
wine.
my wine before we go, so
Aye, you-
let's hear a story.
all you elves. All right, wine it is.
Garrett's
you a
really
glass.
paying attention to Ismark and
Okay.
the other lady that came up, so she's kind of...
Alenka, yeah.
Alenka.
Well,
Have you heard of a house that is covered in mist around here?
Everything is covered in mist, my lady. However, I think you probably came from the Durst Manor, no?
Yes.
Everyone who shows up here come through the Durst Manor by any chance?
Many. Yes, not all, but many.
And through what means do they arrive in the Durst Manor?
That I do not know, but I do know a year ago, a man who I only know as the Mad Mage. He came from the west, from the western gates. They're several hours walk. There is a great statues, a great gate, and that is sometimes where the mist brings some of the stronger ones through. The younger ones, like yourselves, hard to tell, of course, with an elf. And I don't know your... Never mind, it does not matter. When they come through the manor, they, and it kind of like he dawns on him, you're all chosen. Huh. You must be. Only chosen go through the manor.
Well,
Does anyone ever leave this place?
I know it was dust.
No, never. They come, but the strongest, perhaps some of them find places to be for years. I'm sorry if you have not heard this before, I loathe being the bearer of bad news.
It will not be my news.
hey, there's a first for everything. We're gonna be the first to
So
get the
most
fuck out of here.
people do not leave this Barovia place.
Morgathi looks at you when you say that, and he actually gives you a little half bow.
That feels good.
I am sorry to say, Gira, they do not. And Alenka says, why are you depressing these fine, fine people? There's so many things to tell you. There's so many wonderful things to know about Barovia, not so much this village, even though this is our establishment. And had I known that you were chosen, of course, come here, drink anytime that you like. Arik, this group, if they want to stay here and they want to sleep in the tap room, please let them. Understood, mistress.
What's his deal?
No, he's just, a little soulless. That's all. You'll see, from time to time, how do I say this? Aside from myself and my sisters, Ismark, you're not telling them the entire truth. Well, it's fine. I can clean up your messes. It wouldn't be the first time. See, we can come and go as we please. So, really, it's, chosen. If you wanted, there's not so far from here. I believe that some of my cousins are making camp. I wonder what she would be to you. I don't know what world you come from. Faerun? Earth? Someplace else? Huh. Any road. If you go there, Madame Eva may deign to give you a fortune. And believe me, when an oracle of the Vistani gives you a fortune, you want to receive it.
I see.
Ismark, you know the way? I do. He kind of looks at her suspiciously. Oh no, it's fine. And I'm sure you're going to pour poison into their ears and tell them all sorts of lies about me and mine. So just remember, he's biased. He doesn't know anything outside of this village.
Well, why don't you tell us then?
What would you like to know, beautiful?
She tucks her hair behind her ear.
Oh. Year of mixed blood. Huh. Interesting. Well, that narrows down the worlds, then.
So, what's so different between you and him that you can come and go and he cannot?
That is a long tale. And if you go and see Madame Eva, I'm certain someone at the camp will tell you. Suffice to say, for now, ancestors of ours, they took definitive action when the lord of this land, and there is only one lord, needed it. And so, here we are. And as a gift, he is a harsh man. He is a tyrant. A harsh man. But he does abide by his word. And so the word given to my, what would it be now, great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother still holds true. Charming, isn't it? So, as a consequence, we come and go as we please through the mists, more or less. There's a bit of skill, a bit of practice, but, we get there. Perhaps if you're really lucky and she really enjoys you, they might even sell you. There is a potion that you can take to get you back home. This is poppycock. It is not. It is the way of my people. Hush up. You're showing your ignorance.
Potions can be made.
Of course. Madame Eva's the best.
You come back and forth between here and...
Well, I don't. I like it perfectly fine here. But I have many cousins who roam, yes.
To different worlds?
Oh. So in your world, the Morning Lord exists too. Fascinating.
Of course he does.
Huh. I just kind of thought he was local. Come again?
Local.
You said people come here from all different worlds.
Oh, yes.
So you can, in theory, go to any of those? You and your people?
I suppose so. I'm not an expert. I'm not a mist dancer. That's what the guides are called. They have a ritual. Well, we Vistani, we dance quite a bit for a lot of things and sing, and have other pleasures attendant upon those activities.
Pleasures sound nice right about now.
Indeed.
I wouldn't tempt her.
Sometimes non-chosen do wander through. It's not only chosen. It's kind of funny. What he said was half true about the West Gate. Either powerful chosen will come through who apparently don't need to be tested, or innocent victims who never last long. Unless, of course, their dreadlord is looking for a new divertisement.
I'll look at Morgathi after that statement.
A man after my own heart, I suspect. She says, "You'd better hope not, handsome. You'd better hope not. None of you would last long. Nothing Barovia can, or ever does. Even the mad mage that he talked about. Oh, that's quite the tale. It was only a year ago, you're right, Izzy. Ismark. Only my brother can address me as such."
So what was this thing that this lord needed?
What time?
That your people were able to supply him?
Oh. How does the saying go? Not my story to tell. But perhaps our oracle will feel fit to share that information with
He
you.
loves to give us half the information.
Don't try to cheat me out of my entertainment, my dear. After all, it's so rare that people come through.
Understandable, I suppose.
You're an elf. Do they live as long in your world as they do here? You'll see.
How long do they live here?
Oh, a very long time. As the years turn to decades, turn to centuries, and I'm dust in the wind, you'll still be here, and you'll still want entertainment. In fact, you'll go mad without it. I know some old elves. There were some elves And one of her sisters says, Alenka, you're being too free. I'm being exactly who I should be. She says, there are other elves who have been here a much longer time than you. What did I hear? He bowed to you, kind of. I did not. You did. Should I address you as my lady? Smells like rustic patrician to me. They're here. They're outside of Valaki. I wonder what they would make of you. You don't look like them at all.
For a second, I respect the fact, for one, that you shoot away your people trying to tell you what to do. Obviously, I hate being told what to do. I'm very rebellious, so I like you a little bit more. I feel like being a little bit more free with you now after that. What was your question? Shit.
It's too busy sizing you up, you know?
Would you? She says, you're all very distracting to me. You most of all. But no, it's fascinating. I wonder what the Dusk Elves would make, considering that none of their women survived the purge.
No women survive.
No, there is no she-elf in Barovia. Be careful. And this is my full advice. Be careful.
You might want to consider my hairstyle.
I started to think about pulling over my cloak over my breasts, because obviously I would have to pull out a little bit more. Well, thank you for the words of advice.
Change.
Any chance you have something a little bit
Chugs a glass.
better than this?
What is this mead? It's so sweet. Ugh.
Do you like euphoria or something a little more challenging?
Listen, I still have to rest tonight, so nothing too crazy. Just something that doesn't taste quite like swill.
It does not taste like swill.
Sorry.
She opens a tiny little pouch and she rubs just a few flakes of some sort of semi-viscous material in there, black as night, and it hits. She says, don't finish that until you're 15, 20 minutes away from rest.
She starts sipping.
Okay. You know, you could stay here.
She put that in her drink.
Yeah, in her drink.
Okay,
Yeah.
not the pitcher.
Yeah. No.
Just in my glass. Only I'm gonna get drugged today, guys.
She says, you know what? I like the cut of your jib. Here's the rest of my though.
I'm going to do some insight on her.
And she hands it to you.
Yeah, same.
Also called Sweet Black. Go ahead.
One of my favorite colors, and she flashes her black nails at her.
What'd you get?
12.
19.
She's pretty good at her chicanery. You're sensing a mixture of predator, but also legitimate interest. And it's making it hard to parse one from the other, but both are present in her. Which is the higher ratio? You're not sure. Her dark eyes continue to kind of linger unabashedly.
What about Ismark, especially as they've been talking? Clearly, they're different.
He got his hack. I mean, her walking up on the table like that got his hackles up, and almost as though he's like reading her mind, he basically stands up and he says, "Alenka, we're taking our leave now. So soon? Not soon enough. Let's go." And he says, "Here, do you want me to carry the little one?"
Well, I got him.
All right, I'll lead the way. Step swiftly, though.
Grabs my glass.
The wolf attacks they become brazen. They don't respect the edges of the village any longer as they did.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
Likewise. You know, there is a reason that they call him Ismark the Lesser. His grandfather was a great man. Him? Just a shadow of what the Koyanoviches used to be. Bye. And he glares at her and then dismisses her and walks out.
All right. So, carrying Finny.
Yeah.
Walking along.
Go into the beds, please.
Yes, Mark.
Aye.
I haven't said it, but sorry for your loss.
You're behind him, so you just kind of see as you hear the intake of breath and the shoulders squaring. Make a persuasion check. See how much he feels you in that moment.
I feel you.
It's a 18.
Okay. It's obviously you're not like quote unquote persuading him, but I just wanted to see like how much sympathy and warmth you were able to project in that moment. And he actually stops and he says, I wish you all could have. I wish that he had lived one more day so that he could know that his sons had a fighting chance. He turns over to you, and you see unshed tears in his eyes. Thank you. Durgen, yes?
Hey, Durgen.
He nods and continues on down. So basically, after a slight juke, because like I said, the courtyard's not really a perfect square, it's kind of jaggedy. He jukes down, and then he walks you all the way down one lane. And there's this house at the end of the lane. You do see some smoke rising from the chimney. And it's as large of a structure as the entire tavern. So it's he wasn't joking when he said the house is kind of empty.
Gira's looking around for the wolves, but also as they pass any other houses or buildings, she's just kind of still checking out the town.
You were in my head today, madam.
Also, let me know when we have a short rest accomplished.
Oh, no, I will.
Hopefully longer than that pretty soon here.
So you, as you glance to your left, so you pass by that merchant shop or whatever that is that was out, there's a fresh, intense round of sobbing, almost wailing, that happens. The house right next to you, you do see that's on a chimney, and you see that house, smoke coming out of the chimney. A moaning sob floats through the still gray streets, coloring your thoughts with sadness. The sound flows from a dark 2-story townhouse. And you see this townhouse is barricaded, but some of the barricades have been torn off. You see claw marks on it. And
The wolves.
Ismark, when Ismark, who's paying a little more attention to you than the others, as you glance at the house, he says, Mary, she lost her child, but not in a wolf attack. It's painful, but we think her daughter is. And he looks up, and now, as he's looking up, you can see way off in the distance and from a great elevated height, probably a cool 1,000 feet up, is it's squatting like some sort of monstrous toad, with sharp spires and a commanding view of the entire valley beneath it. And it is a magnificent castle that's on top of this elevated crag, really a small mountain that's looking down. She's probably there. Gertruda. What's the daughter's name?
Wait, who's up there?
Mary, the good wife in there. Her daughter vanished after one of the attacks. It is known sometimes they just get snatched. Come. And he continues on. Morgathi says, well, that's cold. Anyone, kind of an unusual look goes over his face. Anyone got in there to see if she can, and Ismark shakes his head. She's beyond comfort now. And the only thing that would solve her wounded heart is beyond anyone's power. So you get to the edge of the village. A weary-looking mansion squats behind a rusting iron fence. The iron gates are twisted and torn. The right gate lies cast aside while the left swings lazily in the wind. The stuttering squeal and clang of the gates repeats with mindless precision. As It's a little more windy. Weeds choke the grounds and press with menace upon the house itself. Yet against the walls, the growth has been tramped down to create a path all about the domain. Heavy claw markings have stripped the once beautiful finish of the walls. Great black marks tell of the fires that have assailed the mansion. Not a pane nor a shard of glass stands in any window. All the windows are barred with planks, each one marked with stains of ill omen. And
this is where he's leading us.
Fuck.
This once, I mean, it was a spectacular place in its time.
Yeah.
The glass looks beautiful. The paint, like there was true artistry in the geometry of the panes. But that's all long gone now. You also notice I'm not going to have you make a roll. All your passes are high. As you pass through the threshold of the gate, all the weeds around the mansion are trampled, and you see scores of both wolf and human footprints outside. So this place got a hard attack recently.
Are the other buildings throughout the town look like that?
Not that bad. You've seen the occasional claw mark and maybe some signs of somebody attempting to set something on fire. This place, though,
The one we're going into.
this one you're gone into, yeah. The iron-bound door, though, looks like it weathered the assault, and all of the bars that you can see at least are intact.
Durgen's going to stop when we kind of get to the front of that.
Okay.
And, this Mark,
Aye.
we've not had the best of luck lately the last couple of days with what were once grand houses. What,
Oh,
you live here?
we do. Yes, this has been the...
Any ghosts we should know about?
Torture chambers.
Perhaps any,
Or torture
No,
spirits.
my man, my father was a good man. No, this is perhaps the last sane place in all of Barovia, of this, the village, not the valley.
what about these markings here? These look like really large wolf attack.
Were you targeted?
My father did not sell his life cheap.
What? You have to understand, lad. We've been sort of snatched from our home world. We don't know where we are. And the first thing we do, we get forced through a house that, well, no offense, kind of give an ominous feel like this one. I can't speak for everyone, but I think I do when I say that we're a little weary. That'll be a good time to come clean if there's something we need to know.
There is danger everywhere, but perhaps this will put you at ease. We are both sons of the Morning Lord. We are both his followers, and I pledge to you on the rays of his holy dawn that no harm will come to you under this roof by my hand or anyone else's that lives here.
I'm studying him.
That leaves a
trying to
lot of
figure out
room.
if he's telling the truth.
Okay, go ahead.
That leaves a lot of wiggle room, though. He's telling the truth, but there's just like everything else can attack us except for the people in the house.
Gear wants to check out the the outside tracks
Outside track,
and the damage done to the house. Does this look like repeated attacks over a long period of time or a short period of time, or
Make an investigation check.
like frequency is what we're
Right.
trying to figure out?
Right.
7.
You're not sure. It was blitzed. You're a little surprised that the defense is held with as much violence and manpower as was directed at it, or wolf power in some cases as directed at it.
With that, would she be able to figure out any ways of like, oh, that's a weak point, that needs to be reinforced?
Not without more time,
Okay.
but yeah, given time, you certainly could.
I take a deep yawn and I say, "Are any of your house appliances haunted?"
No.
All right, I'm going in.
Oh, he had paused here, and you'd, as far as you can tell, he's sincere. He strikes you as a very direct, if somewhat, sometimes maybe a little bit on the clueless side person.
I give Durgen a little nod.
So Dish, dish, dish. Sasha! Sasha! Oh. Light steps inside. Shh. No, do not open the door until you check. You know that these things can sometimes they can change their voice. Look. What? I'm sorry. A small pale face kind of looks around. Okay, I know you're my brother. We have guests. Oh, good. Shh. And you hear a heavy bar being slid away. Ismark opens the door, and before you stands a beautiful rather than handsome young man, ? He has kind of shoulder-length auburn hair with a slight wave to it. Pale skin. If they're brothers, they don't immediately look. You'd have to really look for a family resemblance because Ismark is a pretty burly dude. Whereas this kid is maybe he just hasn't come into his strength yet, but has a much more lissom form physique to him. His eyes, though, sparkle with a mixture of high amber flecked with gold in them. And he says, Ave, come in. Rest. It looks like you need it.
Yes.
And as he welcomes you, all of you feel simultaneously a familiar ripple that's happened once to this group before already. As you feel your chosen quintessence begin to grow and roil inside of you, that flood of warmth and power and assurity. And all of you are now level 3.
With Dee Dee.
I take a real sleep this time.
You walk in and you walk into an ongoing tale of the Kolyanovich family. And that, friends, is where we will pause the story.
It's getting juicy.
Well done. You made it.
Oh, man.
We all made it out of the death house. Even Finny, barely.
Barely, but no, he did make it.
It's funny that we actually got out of there because I drew a sun and clouds like we actually got out today. Earlier.
See, Kenzie's real life sight was working.
It was on.
Faraway friends, thank you so much for spending time with us. We, of course, always value that great gift, all of your support, and even your love. So thank you so much, and hope you enjoyed yourself. Take care of yourselves and each other out there, and we'll see you next time.
Bye. Thank you.